President Trump vows to make America great in space again. Today, he signed an executive order to make it easier for American companies, private companies, to build and launch more commercial spacecraft. A huge step forward in opening up the frontier of space to private industry. The White House wants to ensure the U.S. maintains what they call an edge over China and Russia in their space efforts. China especially is spending huge on this. Here on Earth, though, the administration, the FAA in particular, is facing serious questions about the safety of air travel in the United States. Those questions center on the extreme shortage of air traffic controllers. We've been talking about this for a long time. There are 3,000 air traffic controllers needed right now in towers across America. The man in charge of that effort is Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy. Mr. Secretary, good to see you. Thank you. Privatization, always a great way to have competition. I know that's what the president wants to do in space. You also are the acting director of NASA. Is privatization or partial privatization the way to fix the FAA and air traffic control as well?
So in regard to the FAA, no, I would say not with air traffic controllers, because this was debated back in, I think, 2018, 2019. It failed. So, Leland, I could spend my time the next 3.5 years fighting over privatization. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is put every resource into training up more air traffic controllers to get them certified in their airspace in which they're going to work, but also getting those experienced controllers to stay on the job, paying them a little more to not retire and continue to work for us. And again, if I engage in that fight, nothing's ever going to change. And I need to change this quickly so I get more air traffic controllers in the cabs helping control aircraft throughout the airspace.
All right, fair enough, and pragmatic as well, always appreciated. President Trump, after the crash at Reagan, right in the beginning of the administration, he said that part of the problem with the FAA was that for the past 4 years, DEI was at the center of everything that they had done under the Biden administration. Take a listen.
They put a big push to put diversity into the FAA's program. It doesn't matter what they look like, how they speak, who they are. It matters intellect, talent.
Are you saying race or gender played a role in this tragedy?
It may have.
I'm trying to figure out how you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this crash.
Because I have common sense.
All right, in the New York Post, Sean Duffy blasts predecessor Pete Buttigieg for changing FAA Academy testing protocols on Pod Force One. Previously, candidates who scored above 85% on air traffic skills assessment exam were considered best qualified, but that top tier was removed under Buttigieg's watch. Documents shared with the Post revealed it was replaced with a two-tier system of well qualified for scores between 80 and 100 and qualified 70 to 79.9. Is this proof that President Trump was right, that part of the shortage, which almost certainly contributed to the crash, was caused by DEI?
So the president's right that we want the best and the brightest to be our air traffic controllers. And so to go back to what the last administration had done, again, they had this one tier 80 to 100%. Well, they had, that standard was changed, right? They lowered the standard and put everyone in this one category. What we've done is said, listen, if you're 90 to 100%, you're best qualified. If you're 80 to 89%, you are well qualified. And Leland, what that allows us to do is on those entrance exams, we get the kids that got an 89% or 99%, 98% on their tests. They get into the academy first over the person that got 82%. We have a 35% washout rate at the academy. So I'm in the business of getting the best minds, the best people, the best scores in the academy first, ahead of the person that got 75 or 82%. And
right.
If we do that, I think we can reduce that washout rate from 35% maybe down to 25%.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.